There are moments in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. When you wake up and the weight in your chest feels heavier than yesterday. You try to smile, but it's forced. You try to pray, but your heart feels distant. You sit in silence wondering, why does it hurt so much? Why won't this pain end? Your world feels quiet, almost as if Allah stopped listening. But my dear brother, my dear sister, that silence you feel right now is not abandonment. It's the pause before Allah's mercy arrives. And that is exactly why Allah sent Surah Ad-Duha, a divine message that can cure any pain, any heartbreak, any storm in your life. Imagine for a moment, you are the beloved of Allah. You've been chosen to carry His final message. You faced rejection, insults, loneliness, and then the revelation stops. Days pass. Weeks turn into months. No new verses, no angel, no message. People around you start whispering, his Lord has left him. Maybe Allah doesn't love him anymore. And in that deep silence, the Prophet ﷺ sits alone, his heart heavy, his eyes filled with tears, because even the most beloved soul in creation felt the pain of waiting. But then, subhanallah, in that moment of heartbreak, Allah sends Surah Ad-Duha. By the morning brightness and by the night when it grows still. What a beginning. Allah didn't start with a command or a rule. He began with comfort. He swears by the morning light, the time when the world wakes after darkness. He swears by the still night, the time when everything seems quiet, even lonely. Why? Because Allah is saying, just as night never lasts forever, your hardship won't either. Every pain has its sunrise, every tear has its dawn, and the one who brings light after the darkest night is the one who will bring peace after your storm. Your Lord has not forsaken you, nor does He hate you. These words are not just for the Prophet ﷺ. They are for you, for every believer who ever felt forgotten, for every heart that prayed and saw no change, for every soul that whispered, Ya Allah, where are you? Allah answers directly, I have not left you. I do not hate you. I never turned away. Think about that. The King of all creation is telling you personally, I am still here. Even when your friends disappear, even when your plans collapse, even when you make mistakes and fall again and again, Allah never abandons you. And indeed, the hereafter will be better for you than the present. In this one verse, Allah is teaching us something powerful. Your story is not over. Maybe today looks dark. Maybe everything you planned went wrong. But Allah is writing a chapter beyond your imagination. The Prophet ﷺ heard these words when he was being mocked, rejected, and tested. Yet Allah promised him, your future will be brighter than your past. And that same promise belongs to you. Every pain you endure, every tear you shed, every dua you whisper is building a future that's better than what you lost. Because Allah doesn't take something from you unless He's preparing to replace it with something better. And soon your Lord will give you, and you will be pleased. Pause here. Think about it. Allah didn't say what He would give. He left it open because His giving has no limits. He's not promising just wealth or relief. He's promising contentment, a heart that no longer aches, a soul that feels peace even in chaos, Imagine Allah Himself saying to you, "I will give you until you are pleased." What kind of love is that? What kind of mercy is that? That means one day, every unanswered dua will make sense. Every tear will turn into joy. Every wound will become a sign of how deeply Allah cared for you. Then Allah gently reminds the Prophet ﷺ and us through a series of questions full of affection. Did He not find you an orphan and give you shelter? Did He not find you lost and guide you? Did He not find you in need and make you self-sufficient? Look at how Allah speaks, not with anger, not with blame, but with love. He reminds His Prophet ﷺ of every blessing that came after pain. And that's a lesson for us. Whenever you feel hopeless, look back. Remember how many times Allah already saved you. The times you thought it was over, but He opened a door you never saw coming. The times you lost something, only to find peace later you couldn't have found otherwise. Allah doesn't remind you to shame you. He reminds you to strengthen your heart. Surah Ad-Duha is not just a chapter to recite. It's a cure, a medicine from the Lord of Mercy Himself. When you feel anxious, read it. When your heart feels broken, read it. When you think you're alone, read it. Because every verse is like a bandage for the soul. It reminds you that pain is temporary, that silence is not absence, that Allah never leaves. Just as He brought mourning after the night of grief for the Prophet ﷺ, He will bring light to your heart too. After comforting His Prophet, Allah ends the surah by telling him, "So do not oppress the orphan, and do not repel the one who asks, and proclaim the blessings of your Lord." Why? Because when you start helping others, your own heart begins to heal. When you lift someone's burden, Allah lifts yours. When you speak of Allah's blessings, your heart begins to remember how loved you are. Surah Ad-Duha teaches us that the path out of pain isn't just patience, it's also compassion. So if you're watching this and you feel like everything is going wrong, your family, your health, your relationships, your faith, listen carefully. Allah sent this surah for you. He sent it as a light for broken hearts. He sent it as a reminder that the night always ends and that no believer is ever truly forgotten. You might not see the wisdom right now, but Allah does. He knows every tear that falls before it touches your skin. He hears every sigh you release in the middle of the night, and He promises, "I will give you until you are pleased." So tonight, when the world feels quiet, open your Qur'an. Turn to Surah Ad-Duha. Read it slowly. Feel each word as if Allah is speaking directly to you, because He is. And then whisper this dua: "Ya Allah, when I feel lost, remind me that you are near. When my heart feels heavy, fill it with your light. When I forget your mercy, remind me of Surah Ad-Duha. Grant me patience in my darkness, hope in my waiting, and peace when you bring the dawn. Because no matter how deep your sadness goes, no matter how long your night feels, morning is written for you. And the one who promised his prophet peace will never let your heart stay broken forever." Remember, Allah sent this surah to heal hearts. So whenever life hurts, let Surah Ad-Duha be your medicine. Let its verses remind you that even when the world feels silent, Allah never stopped loving you.